Imagine handing a 5-year-old a device that holds, well, basically the entirety of human knowledge and endless entertainment.
Oh, and a direct line to millions of strangers, right?
Exactly. And imagine doing this before they've even had their breakfast. I mean, we do this every single day. Welcome to today's deep dive. We are so glad you are here with
We
us.
really are. And today, we're looking at a super interesting source text called The Digital Balance,
Mm.
Navigating Technology in Childhood.
Yeah, and since this deep dive is specifically designed as listening practice for you, the English language learner, we're going to do things a bit differently. We're going to take our time.
Right, we'll keep the pace comfortable and, deliberate. We want to make sure the conversation is clear and easy to follow.
So, our mission today is to explore how modern technology, things like mobile phones and computer games, how it affects children's lives. We'll look at the good, the bad, and how to actually manage these tools.
It's such a vital topic for anyone today.
Okay, let's unpack this, and let's start with a really common word you hear all the time now: gadget.
Ah, yes. Gadget.
In today's world, gadgets like smartphones and tablets are everywhere. But just to be clear, a gadget is simply a small mechanical or electronic device. It's a tool with a practical use, but, they're usually very fun and engaging to use.
They really are. But before we look at the amazing things these gadgets can do, we first need to understand the problems they create, especially when children use them too much.
Right. We have to start with the dark side of screens. Our source text identifies the absolute biggest problem here, and that word is addiction.
Addiction, that's a strong word. We use it casually a lot, like, oh, I'm addicted to this new TV show.
Yeah, or I have a coffee addiction.
Exactly. But in this source, addiction means wanting to do something so much that you literally cannot stop, even when you know it's bad for you. It's a physical and mental urge.
Wow. And the text points out that this addiction leads to children just sitting in front of screens for long, long hours, which obviously reduces their physical activity.
Right, because they completely stop playing outside.
So they aren't running, they aren't moving. And the health effects of playing games for, say, 4 to 5 hours daily are pretty severe. The source mentions eye strain, poor sleep, and a lack of concentration in studies.
Let's break those down. First, eye strain. That means your eyes get very tired, red, and they might even hurt from looking at a bright screen too long.
And then there's poor sleep, which makes sense. But
Yeah.
let me ask a clarifying question for you, the listener, because this is something I wonder about.
Sure, go ahead.
Why does sitting perfectly still, just playing a fun game, lead to poor sleep and a lack of concentration? I mean, sitting still seems relaxing,
Right, I
right?
think so, yeah.
I like to use a simple analogy for this. It's like running a car engine without ever driving the car.
Oh, that's a great way to picture it.
Right. You press the gas pedal, the engine runs really fast and gets super hot.
Yeah.
That engine is the brain. The brain is getting totally exhausted by all the bright colors and fast decisions in the game.
But the car itself, the body, hasn't moved an inch.
Exactly. So the brain is completely exhausted, but the body has all this unspent physical energy. That combination ruins sleep.
What's fascinating here is how the physical symptoms directly connect to the mental symptoms. You have eye strain, those tired, hurting eyes, combined with a bad night of sleep.
And the next day.
The next day, you see a complete lack of concentration. Now, concentration means focusing your mind completely on one thing, like reading a book for school. If your brain is exhausted and your eyes hurt, you simply cannot concentrate.
It sounds kind of scary, honestly.
It does.
But wait, if screens cause all these health issues, why do we give them to children at all? Why are schools using tablets?
That is the big question. And we have to transition here to see why gadgets are actually incredibly powerful learning tools. We can't ignore the positive side.
True. The source points out that gadgets allow children to watch educational videos and, attend online classes from anywhere in the world.
Which is amazing. And through these apps and online platforms, children are learning some really complex skills. The text specifically highlights coding, drawing, and learning new languages.
Let's focus on those vocabulary words for a second. Coding. What does that mean in simple English?
Coding simply means writing instructions for computers. It's how you tell a computer to build a website or create a game.
Okay, got it. And the text says that using technology to learn things like coding helps children become more creative and confident.
Yes, creative means making new things, using your imagination to build something that didn't exist before.
Like drawing a digital picture or writing a new song on an app.
Exactly. And being confident means believing in yourself. When a child writes instructions for a computer and it actually works, they feel very proud. They believe in their own abilities.
So what does this all mean? Let me push back a little here.
Go for it.
If a child is inside, using an app, learning to code, or speaking a new language for 5 hours, isn't that a good thing? I mean, why should we worry about them playing outside if they are learning so much?
It's a really fair question.
Mm.
But the problem isn't the gadgets themselves, or even the educational apps. The problem is how they are used.
Oh, I see.
Even if the content is highly educational, staring at a screen for 5 hours straight without any control still creates all those physical problems we discussed in segment 1.
Because the screen is still bright and the body is still not moving.
Exactly. The eyes still get strained, the sleep still gets ruined. The biological rules of the human body don't change just because the child is learning math instead of playing a silly game.
Right. The car engine is still running without moving the car.
Precisely.
So we see that gadgets have these amazing benefits, like building confidence and teaching coding, but they also have serious physical risks, like eye strain and addiction.
They really do.
So how do we get the good without the bad? The answer is how we manage them. We have to find a digital balance.
And the source is very clear about the solution here. Proper guidance is needed from parents and teachers.
Guidance. Let's make sure that word is clear. Guidance means helping someone make good choices, giving them advice and showing them the right way to do something.
Right, because children don't automatically know how to stop using a gadget. They need an adult to guide them.
And the text gives specific steps for this guidance. The big one is setting time limits.
Time limits are crucial. A time limit means stopping an activity after a certain amount of time. For example, telling a child they can play for exactly 45 minutes, and then the gadget turns off.
That forces the child to stop the car engine, so to speak.
Exactly. You pair those time limits with choosing good educational content, and you balance that screen time with outdoor activities. They have to go outside and move.
And the ultimate goal of all these rules and limits, according to the source, is developing discipline and self-control.
Self-control. That is such an important word for our listeners to learn. Self-control is the ability to stop yourself from doing something you really want to do.
Like you want to eat the whole cake, but your self-control stops you after one slice.
Yes. Or you really want to play one more level of your video game, but you turn the gadget off because a time limit is up. That is self-control.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The ultimate takeaway from the source material is this specific phrase. Technology must be used as a tool, not a distraction.
A tool, not a distraction. That is powerful.
It is. A tool is something you use to do a job. But a distraction is something that takes your attention away from what is actually important.
Like when you try to study, but you keep looking at funny videos on your phone, the phone has become a distraction.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, I think we have to ask a hard question. And I want you, the listener, to think about this in your own life.
Oh, this applies to adults just as much as children.
Absolutely. How do you balance your time between your phone and the outside world? Do you have eye strain? Do you have poor sleep because you lack self-control with your gadgets?
It's tough, you know. We all struggle with it.
We really do. So just to summarize everything we've learned today about this digital balance.
Modern gadgets are neither completely good nor completely bad.
Right. If used properly, with firm time limits and good guidance, they help children grow. They teach coding, they make them creative, they build confidence.
But if they're misused, if there is no self-control, they cause serious physical and mental problems. Addiction, eye strain, poor sleep, and a total lack of concentration.
It is a delicate balance. Now, before we sign off, I want to leave you with one final thought. Something that wasn't directly stated in the text, but builds on everything we just talked about.
I love these final thoughts. What is it?
The source mentions that children must develop discipline and self-control while using technology, right?
Right.
Well, think about the adult world. We live in a modern world filled with endless distractions. Every screen is trying to steal our attention.
Oh, for sure. It's everywhere.
So what if the real value of giving children gadgets isn't just to teach them coding or drawing?
What else would it be?
What if giving them a gadget and then strictly enforcing a time limit is actually giving them a safe, early practice ground for managing their own self-control?
Oh, wow. I see what you mean.
Yeah, by learning the very difficult skill of turning off a fun computer game today, they are actually learning how to manage their entire adult lives tomorrow. They are practicing how to resist distraction.
They are building their self-control muscles for the future. That is a brilliant way to look at it.
It makes the struggle seem a lot more worthwhile, I think. Well, we want to thank you, the listener, so much for practicing your English listening skills with us today.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We hope you learned some great new vocabulary words like gadget, eye strain, and self-control.
And we highly encourage you to keep learning, keep practicing, and take a look at how you manage the distractions in your own life. We will see you on the next deep dive.